both of them, two very different people with very different personalities and very different kind of sourcing, etc., have come around with a similar take on the Seahawks, which is they might be really good. Here was what Jamie Erdahl said yesterday morning.
So the Seattle Seahawks, I feel like, are the NFC's version of us not talking about Cam Ward or something. Like, they have a second-year head coach who is a prolific defensive coordinator with Baltimore. Like, why we're not paying more attention to Mike Macdonald is beyond me. They finished 10-7 last season. They were right there. And they have Sam Darnold now. And anyone who wants to continue to deny what Sam Darnold could become as a former high first-round pick with the New York Jets. I don't care the fact that Sam Darnold has been played for 16 different organizations. In fact, I enjoy that about him. He has amassed an immense amount of experience, knowledge. It's like he's got scar tissue emotionally and physically. He's a good quarterback, and he showed us that last year with Kevin O'Connell and the Minnesota Vikings. So this would be a shock to the world because I'm just not convinced that the 49ers would be that second team in the NFC West. And if things don't go well for Stafford, look out for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Disruptor. You'll play this cowherd sound too, but that's a word that just continues to kind of reverberate with me. In this group, in the way that they're going to disrupt the offense in the line of scrimmage, the way they're going to do that in their system offensively, the way that Mike Macdonald does that defensively to try to attack this very system that is so prevalent in the NFC and in their division. Yeah, I just think of the term disruptor. Mm-hmm. If this is going to be the kind of season that we hope, a pleasant surprise, they're going to have to disrupt some of the other narratives. These are two positives, but we could play 100 others over the last month and a half or so that see this team as a very mid team.
Well, it's interesting you use that word there, Brock, because Jamie didn't necessarily use it. She just sort of described it. Uh-huh. And I think one element of being disruptive at this particular game is it does sort of come in stealth mode. People might not be talking about it right away. And that's not atypical for teams as they grow in the NFL in general. But I think it's especially true here in the Great Northwest, and especially true with a team that's doing it in the style that Mike Macdonald wants to do it, with defense and running game and power and physicality, because those things aren't sexy. They don't sell nationally. They don't automatically generate the hype and the excitement from the typical sources, right? So you're not going to get, oh my gosh, look, they have this and they have that and this wide receiver and this running back and this quarterback. Well, yeah, those things sell, and those things are easy for everybody to grasp onto, and sometimes they win. Like, I'm not saying that they can't win, but this is a different style and one that can be disruptive and also is probably going to take some time for people to notice.
Yeah, and you're probably going to be the Milwaukee Brewers. Even if you're doing really good things, there's probably still going to be doubt over the entire course of the season because you do not have one of those marquee, or even a Sam Darnold. Well, he's good, and if this team gets out and they're 6-3 or 7-3 or 8-2 or whatever, it's going to be like, well, just wait. The other shoe's going to drop once expectations come or once pressure comes. So, I think you're going to have to fight a lot of this all season long.
We'll get to the cowherd sound in a minute, which is similar. But before I do, I probably should have asked you this for Blue 88 today. Did you see the reports that Minnesota's looking for a veteran wide receiver to complement Jefferson? Jordan Addison's going to miss time with a suspension to start the year. They're not happy with everything else they've had in camp so far. They're out there looking for a veteran wide receiver to complement Justin Jefferson. Could that be MVS?
Is there enough equity that he would have that to label that?
Well, I guess maybe not, but the follow-up would be, okay, but what else are they going to find at this stage of the season in terms of a veteran wide receiver? I mean, they're not going to get a star. They're going to get somebody who can be serviceable for a short amount of time before Addison comes back.
Yeah, possibly. And again, similar system, right, with O'Connell out there in Minnesota, similar language that MVS is used. I guess Horton probably plays a role in the fact he's out with a little tweak of the ankle and looks like he's not going to participate this week or tomorrow in Green Bay. And, so does that start to, with his injury history, does that kind of worry you too? So, yeah, I think a worthy discussion. I don't know if he would quite move the needle enough for them to say yes.
But is it a late round pick, or, a 7th round pick or something like that, just so that you can sort of move off of the salary if it's something you were trying to do anyway? Maybe there's a way to get something like that done just based on the conversation you were having and Hawk Blogger was having about the potential for him not being. When I saw it this morning, I was like, oh, The Seahawks do have one of those. I don't know whether you're right, moves the needle from Minnesota, but at least I'm sure there's a conversation there between John Schneider and the Minnesota Vikings. Jamie Erdahl thinks they could shock the world. Colin Cowherd's a little more direct. He just thinks they're a really good team.
Sam Darnold and the Seahawks, yeah, they looked really, really good. I just think John Schneider, the GM, they've had 3 straight back-to-back-to-back great drafts. They're just too good. If Jackson Smith-Njigba, the Ohio State Buckeye, if he can become a number 1, and they think he is, I don't think they have a unit that's a problem. This Gray Zabel, this offensive lineman they got, oh my God, he's moving Chris Jones around like he's a loaf of bread. So Seattle, Darnold looked comfortable. I think when you watch the Seahawks, they are a top 5 or 6 roster. I really believe that.
5 or 6 roster.
That was hard for me. I guess if you're looking at the whole thing, there's a lot of good players on the Seahawks. I think the challenge is, do they have enough great players, and do they have them at the right spots? That's still the question.
To be a top 5 or 6 roster, you've got to have, what are they called? What did DJ say? Purple? Purple chips? Like, you've got to have those just, beyond blue chips.
Right. I mean, I think you're still looking at Philadelphia for those reasons. You're looking at Baltimore for those reasons. You're looking at Buffalo for those reasons. I'm still looking at Kansas City for those reasons. I mean, that's 4. I suppose, the next tier down after that. Detroit's probably got to be on that list, right, at 5. Yeah. Okay, who comes next? What other teams are you looking at like, okay, they have a top 5, 6 roster? 5 is probably a stretch for the Seahawks. 6 is probably a stretch also. But I think it is worth noting that after those 5, there's nobody where I'm like, oh, they've got to be there because they're so stacked. Right? Like, who else is so stacked?
Washington. I mean,
I think it's a really good roster, but are they so stacked? I mean, I love the quarterback.
Are the Rams?
They're good.
Are the Niners still with a bunch of the, veteran kind of past purple chips? Yeah, I think you start doing this exercise and you do realize, and honestly, your list of the most intriguing has further cemented this. Like this roster does have a lot of good pieces.
A lot of good players.
We know this in the NFL. We know the teams that surprise are the teams you look at and go, yep, great draft. Yep, great draft. Yep, great draft. Because that's a lifeblood. That is the lifeblood of all of these organizations and the depth that you have to have in today's NFL. 17-game season, we see this all the time. It's not your first 22. You've got to get to 35 to 40 guys if you're going to be, a top 10 roster, top 5 roster.
So let me just quickly go through this, all right? We've got a moment or two here. We have a little extra time today. Here's my question. Does this team have a definitively better roster than the Seahawks? Not could it be better? Could it be in the same category? Is it a definitively better roster overall on paper heading into the season? Ready? Buffalo. Yes. Right? Miami?
No.
New England?
No.
New York Jets?
No.
Ravens?
Yes.
Bengals?
No.
Browns?
No.
Steelers? I can't say definitively. Not with Aaron Rodgers a quarterback. They might have a better roster, but I'm not going to say definitively. The Texans?
Definitively?
I think they have a better roster. I do, but I don't think it's like definitive, absolutely, definitely. I think it's a better roster, though. I'd put the Texans ahead of them. Indianapolis? No. Jacksonville? No. Tennessee? No. Denver? Not definitively. Definitively better? All right. You want to put Denver in there? I'll give you Denver. All right, fine.
Denver's pretty good.
Kansas City? Probably. I mean, you still have Patrick Mahomes. I just like it. Sorry, that's going to be better.
I mean, you just smoked them, so.
Yes, they're better. Yeah. The Raiders? No. The Chargers? Is it definitively better?
No.
No, it's not. Okay, well, that's the AFC. That was 4. In the NFC, Dallas? No. Giants? No. Eagles? Yes. Commanders? I think it's better, but I don't know if I'm going to say all right, maybe the Commander. You want to say Commanders? All right, there's one more. Bears? No.
You sure?
Definitively? I gotta see the quarterback do it.
The receiver room's good.
I gotta see the quarterback do it.
They added to the O-line. You were very envious of their offensive line.
I like them.
Has been solid.
I got to see the quarterback do it before I'm going to say definitively. Detroit, yes, I'm going to say so. Green Bay, no. Minnesota? Definitively?
Definitively, they're pretty good.
They're pretty good. But do they rookie quarterback who I love, but we haven't seen him do it yet.
Yep.
I can't say it definitively. I think they're better. Again, there's a lot of teams I think are better, but I'm not like 100% sure they've got a better roster. Atlanta, close, but I'm not there yet. Carolina, no. New Orleans, no. Tampa.
Yeah, probably right with you. I mean, you're in this group, honestly.
You're in the group. And then it's Cardinals, Rams, and Niners. Like, okay, there's maybe 7 or 8, maybe even 9 teams that have a definitively better roster. If I give you Houston and I give you Chicago and we go with Washington, okay, maybe you get to like 9. But it's not 15, 16, 17 teams that are definitively better. You're in that middle group, probably somewhere between 10 and 18. And it's
there
up
with
to
Atlanta and Green Bay
Yes.
and Tampa Bay and, a bunch of those rosters that you're pretty similar to.
And it's up to you to find a way through coaching and through growth to end up being better than those guys when the season is all said and done.
I had another thought, too, and I know we'll get to some passing stuff here. Can you help me? And again, I want to dig in this. How many QBs have played badly for John Schneider?
Badly.
How many QBs here in our 17 years would you look at and go, geez, Tavares played good for Pete and John?
I mean, the clipboard Jesus was bad.
Yeah, I mean, he was
Charlie
not
Whitehurst was bad.
He was not a great player,
but he was bad.
He was about it. I mean, Russ,
now you've had like Sam Howell came in.
And
there have been guys who've come in, didn't make the team. Sam Howell and what was the tall giraffe-looking dude? Paxton Lynch. I mean, like those guys were horrendous.
Yes.
There was that guy that was here forever that like created his own brand that couldn't play at all.
King.
What was his name? He was awful. He was a backup quarterback for like 2 years. What was that guy's name? He was a little running quarterback
from TCU.
Yes. It was awful.
Trevon Boykin.
Oh my gosh.
The Boy King.
Oh, I mean, he was very, very bad.
So he was the Boy King.
Very, very bad. So, I mean, like, as a starter, no, not many.
Nope.
As backups, there have been a few. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Why do you ask?
I was thinking about listening to Erdahl, and again, my disrupting thing, and just and watching Sam, and I know it was only one game, but it's the last couple of weeks, it's offense and everybody. I would think that this would be the place that if Sam took a step in his career, and he took a huge step last year, right, in Minnesota, and was in the MVP conversation till it fell off, I would think these pieces around him and this group of men and this coaching staff and this general manager, like this would be the right environment to see him continue to take that next step.